Hey guys, this is Odd1 Gaming. This is going to be another King Arthur Legends Rise video. Today's video, we're going to continue the trend of the favorite dungeons that I have started. I've already covered two of them, and the ones that I covered already were the Stag one, which is obviously one of the easiest ones for everybody to do because everybody gets Tristan and Kay for free. Plus, if you get an assault or some other stuff, it can pretty easily be done. Then the second one that I actually did a video on was the Hound's Favor, where I actually used Urians and mostly rares, so pretty relatable stuff and pretty easy. Now the next one that I'm going to cover today is obviously going to be the Serpent's Favor, because this is the one that is open today. Then just as a heads up, tomorrow I'm going to cover the Steed one, which again, it was pretty easy, pretty straightforward, but I do believe that maybe after Stag, the Serpent's Favor is one of the easiest one to get to stage 7, at least, right? And the reason I'm talking about stage 7, if you did not notice, stage 7 is the first time where you can start farming and start getting drop rates of the legendary statues, right? Up until stage 5, you cannot get legendary ones, and I think it's the same thing with stage 4. Yep, from stage 4 you have the drop rate of, you have the chance to get the rare serpent statues, then obviously from 7's legendary ones. And this is what it's important, because obviously if you're trying to push somebody to 6-star awakened, you're gonna need those legendary statues. The reason how 6-star is good, well, you unlock banners. But what's the team that I used? And you're gonna see it's kind of slow. However, I believe this to be one of the easiest ones, because again, everybody gets the free hero that I'm gonna show you, and that one pretty much, you pretty much duo it. It's pretty easy. This is my team, right? It's Morgan, Sarah, and then honestly it doesn't matter as long as these two survive a bit. It's just pretty easy. I do have a few stats, a little bit of gear thrown on Frederick, but then the last one over here, I don't even know this guy's name. Trygve, or however you say his name. I don't even have any gear on him, or I think if I do have, it's just random stuff. Yeah, so he's not important. So pretty much it's a duo or 2.5 team, right? So let me just run it so you see how this one goes. It's pretty straightforward. You just, again, you mostly just need 2 people in this team. Your Morgan, which I have my Morgan just doing the A2, right? That's all she does. Triple hit AoE. That has a chance to, or I think it's pretty high chance to decrease the attack gauge, and that's all she does, right? She just does the A2, and then I have Sarah, which is just in here for healing. But you see, Morgan just A2s, it's just pretty much that's all that happens in this fight. Morgan spams that A2, and then Sarah just keeps me alive. You're gonna see that obviously Frederick, because he's not pretty well built, he might die a little bit earlier, but he is another one of the healing options, right? So if you don't have Sarah, then maybe Frederick could be a good healer that you would 6-star, and honestly Frederick is worth it because he has endgame use, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check Frederick's Chivalry 8 and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. That Chivalry 8 can be really powerful when you get to the end game, so he's definitely one of the ones that you're gonna wanna be building. Now you're gonna see that lots of this is gonna happen, right? That's why it's so slow, because there's a lot of control going on the enemy team. There's freeze, attack gauge decrease. There's gonna, this is just gonna keep happening. So I guess what I'm gonna do is, I'm not necessarily gonna bore you with this. I'm not gonna keep you to watch through all of this, because you see that my Sarah pretty much keeps it alive, and then my Morgan just keeps coming and doing the A2 again and again and again. But let me just quickly show, I guess, the skill order before I'm gonna jump back to the end. But Sarah, making sure she prioritizes the A3 when she has it, because that one does a good heal and also puts defense up. And then Morgan, she only does the second skill. That's it, right? That's the only skill orders that you need. Now, I'm going to come back at the end of this video, because again, I'm not going to keep you through 3 minutes that, Morgan keeps doing A2, Sarah keeps healing. We're going to come at the end. I'm going to show you the results, damage, everything, and then the build. So see you in a bit. Okay, so we're back. Like I said, it's gonna take a little bit, 3 minutes and 6 seconds. Sometimes it just depends a little bit on the RNG, sometimes it might be longer, sometimes it might be shorter, but this fight was pretty straightforward. Now if you look at the damage, like I said, 92% of the damage just done by Morgan spamming that A2. Now I guess let's go and have a look a little bit at the build. Obviously, check these builds, see how it works for you. If you need, for example, to maybe ramp up some stats for Frederick, or you have somebody else to bring in the team, obviously bring them if you cannot quite duo it with these two the way that I'm doing it, because at the end of the day, you know what, they barely have any stats. Like, for example, let's look at Frederick. No skill ups in the passives, level 50, 5-star, 2-star awakened. But then equipment, I do have some leftover vigor on him, so leftover life set, but his stats are pretty low, right? HP and defense pretty low. There's like crit damage over here, then like flat attack. So, you know, again, leftover gear, which means he's gonna die pretty easy. But you can always, like, I even forgot to put a belt, right? I could have put a belt on him. But obviously you can just give him more stats. Relic, I just got the Frost one, level 30, 4-star. Just, again, have a few extra stats. Now, the last one, again, random gear for him, right? For this uncommon, but he doesn't really matter. He's just in there to look pretty, I guess. And I guess let's look at the actual two people that are built. So Sarah, which obviously she's gonna be pretty strong build, because Sarah honestly is the best red healer in the game from my point of view, and you're gonna use her everywhere. So she's level 60. 4-star awakened, which for 4-star you only need the rare ones. From 5-star you start requiring the legendary statues. So even if you didn't unlock stage 7, you can still get her to the same point where I'm showing you. Passives, she does have her passive fully maxed out, because again, I invested everything into her, because she's one of the ones that is in pretty much every single one of my teams. Chivalry, she has Chivalry 2 only. Chivalry 1 is the one that you really want for starters, because it helps you cleanse debuffs more often. Then if you look at her equipment, she's running a Vigor plus a Life set. Now, the goal for me is going to be to change this later from a Vigor and Life to a Vigor and a counterattack set, because obviously she heals on the first skill, so having a chance to counterattack is going to be better. But total stats for her, you're going to see lots of HP, decent defense, some attack speed, and that's about it. That's all you care about Sarah. Attack speed, HP, maybe a little bit of recovery, I guess, which I don't know why it doesn't show here, like the total stats. Sometimes it just doesn't show over here, but I guess if you click it like this, same thing, it doesn't show. Like, the stats is weird. They don't show everything only when you go and swap certain gear, or there was a spot I just forgot. But again, for her, it's mostly about her healing, right? Healing and attack speed, and healing scales off of her max HP. Then now, when we're talking about relics, I'm using the Storm Relic for her, which is the base one. This one's level 55-star. No skill ups in this one, right? I could skill up, but I'm not gonna do it yet. So it's you know, pretty standard. Not, you know, she's not fully maxed out. I even have, like you saw, 3-star gear, right? 3-star gear on this one, then a couple of 4-stars and a few 5-stars. And then the other one, which is kind of like the fun main event, which is going to be Morgan, which honestly, I've not rebuilt Morgan in quite a while, right? I think the ideal build for her would be either keep her in Vigor or maybe go Speed, because at the end of the day, the way that Morgan is built, or like the utility that she brings, at least as you progress and in the end game, is because of her passive. And also if you have Chivalry 3, this is going to be even better, because she pretty much can land that defense penalty from any skill, right? From this one, from the Squall of Thorns, and also damage taken increase. So this is her key component. But for this specific fight, her component is pretty much the, what's it called, is the second skill from her base relic. I want to emphasize, it's the base relic that she starts with, the fire one. And this is all you do, right? A2, attacks on enemies 3 times, 50% chance to decrease the attack gauge by 10% with every attack. So you just keep spamming this. You do a little bit of damage, you know, it's not insane, she's not fully built for damage, but you keep pushing the attack gauge, which means you're gonna rotate your skills more often. Now, again, you see the skill ups that I have on her. She also has a chance to remove buffs when she does the skill 2 every 3 turns, which can help, because you saw there's a ton of buffs going on. She is 6-star, level 60, 3-star awakened. Her equipment, like I said, right now it's Vigor plus critical. Her total stats, you see, decent HP, decent defense, some attack speed, obviously mostly focused on the effect accuracy, so she can land her debuffs. And then we're talking about the relic, it's 5-star level 40, the flame one with no skill ups in that one. So yeah, this is pretty much it. I do believe, again, this one to be the second easiest one to tackle, because of the fact that not only do we get Morgan for free, but you have 2 healer options in here. If you don't have Sarah, you have Frederick. So one of these two you have for, like, you know, easy healing. And then if you have that one alongside Morgan, you can easily do stage 7, and maybe later as you build more, try to push it further, but you might need another damage dealer or something in there. But anyway, we're gonna leave it at this for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next. If you want to support me, there's a link in the description and pinned comment of this video. Costs you nothing, helps me a ton, so please consider clicking that. And yeah, we're gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.
Fight with honor. Vanquish the wicked, and you may prove worthy of your legacy.